Hello, welcome to the third podcast of the channel that we're doing on the podcast life. Sorry about the delay. I think we're 2 weeks and 1 day late, something like 15 days late than it was meant to add up, or was it just over a week? No, just over a week, sorry. Like 8 days late on putting stuff up. It's just been a hectic couple of weeks. A lot has happened both on my end and Serena's end. So, as you can tell, it's only me on this podcast today. Me and Serena did have a discussion the other day. We decided to have a couple of week break from doing the podcast, but I'm still going to jump on today and do a podcast just because. Why not? I've had a few people asking me to do one and stuff, so I thought I might as well jump on. So it's only going to be me today, and Serena will be back on in a couple of weeks. It's just she's having a bit of a break. I was as well, but as I've been asked to come on and do one, I will come on and do one. And obviously, if anyone else has anything that they want me to come and do, just comment it down below or give me a message and let me know any topics that you want me to cover, and I'll try my best to cover them. As I said before, I'm no trained professional. I'm not a counsellor or anything like that. I'm not any mental health advocate or anything. I am just me and my honest opinions and experiences of what I've been through and what I have done to help me with that. So leading on from that, today I'm just going to briefly talk about mental health. This isn't going to be the first one about mental health that we're doing. We do have at least 3 podcasts where we're going to have other guests on the show. People like Get Boys Lift, DPJ Foundation, and Mind Wales, or whatever it is. I think I said that right. So they're all people that are being lined up to go on the show. We was meant to have a couple on this week and next, but due to post-COVID staff shortages, we are having to postpone that just for a short while, just while they catch up with stuff and you get more staff in, because at the moment they're short-staffed. But that will be coming up soon. But I just want to jump on and do a quick word about mental health anyway, because I was talking to someone last night and they was asking when I'm next doing one and stuff, and I was like, oh well, it will only be me and stuff, but is there anything you necessarily want me to talk about? And it was like, oh, mental health. So as I said at the start, I'm not trained on this. This is just my opinion and my experiences and what I've done. It may help some of you, it may be totally rubbish some of you, and I just hope that will help 1 or 2 people. So with mental health, like, I've done quite a lot of research and stuff into it anyway, just as a lot of my friends seem to struggle a bit from mental health, especially when they're in school. That seems to make them struggle slightly more for some people, other people through being in school, and some don't. It depends who you are, and it seems to be depending on what schools you go to as well. It seems to vary. But my opinion on mental health is it is a major problem in our generation. Our generation being us and younger than me, so like around 17, 18 and younger, it is a big problem. In fact, it's a major problem at the moment. There's a lot of talk about mental health, but there isn't actually a lot going to sort it. The government, I seem to find they do talk about it quite a lot now, but it's going to take a bit of time to get them into doing something. So a couple of things I would say is, obviously you got charities like Get the Boys Lift, the DPJ Foundation, Mind Wales, Young Wales, all of that. Especially in Pembrokeshire, the youth service, they have their outreach team and stuff like that, and some of that stuff is pretty good for their mental health side of it. They're not necessarily mental health people, but they do have quite a good few links to resources and stuff like that, which I have found quite useful, because I am currently with the youth service. I have found some of their links quite useful. Another thing is, when something happens and it causes a lot of heartache or a lot of sadness, or you just feel like depressed about it or anything like that, right, it's important to remember life will throw stuff like that at you. Life will throw those problems in your way. But what you need to do is face the problems and go, no, life's giving me a challenge. I'm going to face this challenge and I'm going to beat it. And that may be hard. Some days you'll lay in bed and you'll go, I don't want to get up today. I don't feel like it. So and so happened yesterday. What's the point of getting up? But once you do get up and push yourself that day and do something, send that email that you need to send that text that asks to go and do a speech somewhere or something like that. It will just all push you and push you and push you more and more along. And it's kind of just that proactive acting upon the sadness and overcoming it with happiness rather than sadness, and defeating the sadness in a way. If that makes sense to any of you, please use it. If it doesn't make sense, feel free to ask me about it. And then obviously there's the charities, reach out to them, reach out to your school counsellors if you're in school. Your school counsellors are there. I know sometimes they may be a bit useless according to some of you. The one I had, I personally found quite helpful, but it doesn't work for everyone. Sometimes talking and stuff with a counsellor doesn't work for them, and that's okay. There are other ways to do it. Some people, you need distraction. So go out and go for a walk with your friends, go and walk your dog if you have a dog, or even just go on a walk. Listen to music maybe. Go down the beach. One where that's got no signal, switch off from your phone then, because you're forced to, because you can't even text anyone. And just relax yourself. Get yourself back onto track, and then sort out the problems that cause your mental health to get worse. I know a few people have said to me about how school affects their mental health, and especially with going back, what was it, last week or the week before, something like that, I can't even remember these days. But especially with going back, I know a lot of people have mentioned about how school affects their mental health and how they have bad anxiety going in and how they get stressed and everything like that. And it's okay. Stuff like that happens. You're in school. Like, there's always going to be stuff that you don't like. There's always going to be problems that will make your mental health worse in schools. Schools need a lot of improving in terms of what I have found. If you look back on I think it's the second video I put up on the channel, that's a podcast I did with US Radio about how schools need improving according to me, looking at statistics on pupils that I have asked and surveys and stuff. And yes, schools need improving, but that's a battle I'm going to be facing with you. I am facing the schools and trying to help the schools improve so we can help you. Yeah, mental health it comes in all shapes and sizes. No one's ever going to be the same. I may struggle totally different and maybe opposite to the way you struggle, and that's okay. And the saying "it's okay not to be okay" is sometimes you just need to beat into your heart. It's okay not to be okay, but then add on, but it's not going to stop me. Because if you have that thing of it's not going to stop you, you're going to get far in life. Chase those dreams and chase those visions that you have, and don't let anything stop you. When your mental health is struggling, that's a sign. You rest, you eat, you drink, you have a shower, and you go and face the day. Maybe you need a couple of days rest, that's okay, do that. But do not give up on what you want to do in life because you're struggling. Your life is too important. And always remember, if you are struggling to the point where you may be suicidal or anything like that, like, I've known of people from my school and stuff like that have sadly tried it, and some of them have succeeded. But you just got to remember that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Life will get better, you just don't always see it, especially when you're down, you don't see that life will get better. So I'm just saying, just keep hold on to your friends, talk to the people. I'm always here to listen. I know that Serena will always be here to listen as well. I know she isn't quite on this podcast, but as she said last week, the last podcast, she is there to listen if you need it. I know many of my friends would as well. Like, I have some friends up in Haverford, and they would all stick there and go, yeah, I'll be happy to listen to you if you're struggling. And there has been times, especially in the last 2 weeks, where I have ranted to them about stuff that has happened in my life that has definitely affected me in quite a big way. But it's just important that when you are also helping someone, which we will cover another time as well, properly in detail with some trained professionals and all of that, it's important to sit there and listen, not just tell them it'll be okay. Because when you're struggling, you don't want to just be told, oh, it'll be okay, and they just move on with life. You want someone to sit there and just listen. They don't have to say anything, just listen and go, okay, I'm here for you, or something like that, and just like almost like reassure you that it will be okay without actually saying it'll be okay and not probably listening to you. Obviously, I don't know who that person is to you. Sometimes it may even be a dog, just telling your dog what's up, and that may help you. It may be a friend or a family member, like a mum or a dad or a brother or sister or stepsister or half sister or whatever. It may be your nan, your granddad. It may even be your niece or nephew if they're old enough and you think they would understand enough to be able to listen to you. Like, it might just be a random friend that you have in school, or your mentor, or your teachers in school, or anyone, or even a youth worker. The fact is, there's people there that are there for you. This is only a short podcast there. I do apologise for that. I don't properly know what else I can add into this. As I said, it was only me today, and I'll try and do a couple others just to keep the content coming in. And Serena has sent her apologies for not being in this podcast at the moment. But it's just a good decision to take a couple weeks break anyway. And I will try my best to get some podcasts up anyway, just because I know I'm away next few weeks. But so I'll try my best to get some podcasts up. In fact, I may even do some vlogs up just to let you know what type of stuff I'm doing, because I also have some exciting news where I'm going into some of the local schools soon to do assemblies and speeches and talks and workshops with them. So that's exciting, and that's hopefully going to kick off quite well. So we hope that works quite well. I'm going to end this podcast here just because it isn't really much more I can really think of saying on top of my brain. I hope that helped someone, and it was just mainly just a quick ramble and update on what's happening and why we haven't done anything last 2 weekends. But the day it's going up is maybe a day late from the second one that we've missed, but it's fine, it will go up today. I hope you're all well. Obviously, our contact details will be in the description. Shout out to Ali as well, as she suggested doing this one, mental health. I was talking to her last night about it, so shout out to Ali. I know that anyone struggles with stuff as well, but I'm quite proud of her. I've known her for quite a few months now, and I'm proud of how far she's got along with stuff. And the same with anyone else. If you ever need any help, if you ever need to talk, just let me know. If you are in a school and you want me to go into the school, do some speeches and stuff like that, get in contact with me, and I'll try and get in contact with your school unless you can get me in contact with them. Or even if you've got any youth groups or scout groups, guide groups, stuff like that, I would want to do the Compass for Life workshop, which is what I'm just starting to do, and any other stuff that I can do a workshop on, feel free to let me know, and I will definitely consider trying to get you booked in this winter. I hope you're well, and it's nice seeing you all again, even if it's only a quick one today, but I hope it helps some of you. Thank you.